This is the final installment in our trilogy of gaming test videos for the Galaxy S24 series. So we have done for the Galaxy S24 Ultra with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, and then the Galaxy S24 Plus with the Exynos 2400. Surprisingly, the Exynos 2400 in this phone performs really well when the game actually runs well with the Exynos chipset, because different GPU means different graphics driver, and it's a bit spotty in some games. For example, Fortnite, there were some graphical glitches, and I think that is due to the GPU driver, but it is very competitive in terms of its performance. Actually, in some ways better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And you can watch the gaming test video of these two phones down in the description below. I'll link you there. But in this video, we are only going to talk about the small one, the Galaxy S24, which is this one. Yeah, I got it in the yellow color, which is, it looks kind of cream white, I would say. A bit creamy, just a bit yellowish from the normal white color. And this phone, I really like the size and whatnot, but I want to know what is the gaming performance that come out of this phone. And the vapor chamber of this phone has also increased by, I think, 1.5 times. I can't really remember. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't have the number. I'll just leave it on the screen here. I think it is 1.5 times. So the S24 in Malaysia is also running the Exynos 2400 chipset. So I'll just show you the specs real quick. HW info. So we can see SoC Exynos 2400. But why I'm doing a dedicated gaming test for this phone instead of just relying on the extrapolated data from the S24 Plus is because this S24 has a lower resolution compared to the S24 Plus. So 2340 by 1080 pixels, which is the same as its previous generation, still 120 Hz. And yeah, this is pretty much all of the display settings that we can do. We don't even get to select the resolution down to 720p like what we can do on that phone. But anyway, it is in 120 Hz mode. And before we start doing any game tests, we have to do some setup process first. So we'll just speedrun this because we're doing it for the third time in this trilogy. So we have to go software information, build number, tap until developer options enabled, then go developer options, scroll all the way near the bottom, GPU watch, enable this. I don't know if this works because as what we found out with the S24 Plus, GPU watch doesn't work well with Exynos chipsets. I don't know why. This happened on the S24 Plus and also the S23 FE. So we head into Gaming Hub right now. I already installed all of the necessary stuff. So just tap on this, Game Booster, go all the way to the bottom, Labs, enable this to get more performance and also more thermal headroom. And then if you want, you can also use the battery bypass feature. It is now available by default in One UI 6.0, yes. And then now we should open Game Plugins, enable Game Booster Plus, go in here, double check all of the settings. So we are using all of these settings, graphics quality at 100%, and I'm gonna disable Frame Booster because it's kind of iffy and might cause some problems with your games. And then now we jump into a game. Okay, so as we can see here, the render resolution for this phone in particular is 1755 by 810. I think it is slightly smaller than the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra. Where's my S24 Ultra? Here it is. Yeah, I think the render resolution is smaller. I don't remember the exact number, so I'll just show you on the screen here. And now it is time to do our usual gaming test. For the graphical settings, I am using the absolute highest graphical setting already. I will just double confirm it for you. Highest 60. Yeah, this is the setting that we're gonna use. So I do need to continue farming that one particular boss, so let's hit there right now. And to that one guy who said he wanna look at the loading time, here you go. I'm not gonna skip this. Pretty fast, right? So now let's defeat this boss. Hopefully it's as quick as that loading screen. Yeah, that's a crash because of GPU watch. We will disable GPU watch and use PUBG for the foreseeable parts of this video. I think I will still need to occasionally check in with the GPU watch because I do want to know the render resolution. But do keep in mind, Exynos chip just doesn't work well with GPU watch. I don't know why. I have already reported this bug back to Samsung, so hopefully this will get fixed. So in PUBG, we're gonna see frame rate, CPU, GPU utilization, as well as the temperature. So let's head back into Genshin Impact. Oh, okay, luckily they teleported me back here. If not, I'm gonna die with the boss. So I think we should just jump back into the boss fight. Oh, why did you miss? Yeah, the button is too small. Nope, nope, nope. Why am I messing this up so badly? I hate this boss, keeps teleporting. And yet now I can't hit it. Yo? Finally. Okay, so now we've done that, let's go and farm some domain while we're waiting for the boss to respawn. So again, for that one guy who wanna see loading times, here you go. I can assure you with this team of mine, it's gonna be quick work finishing this domain.
There is no escape. Animal hypostasis emulation. Animal test 6308. It's teamwork is dreamwork. Let's look. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered. Absorption test. Enhanced animal module 75.
Well, I guess not.
Shine down. Inazuma shines eternal.
There we go.
Illusion shattered. Stand clear. Animal hypostasis emulation. Strike.
Oh god, no burst.
Go in. Let's light it up. Now you shall perish. Shine down. Animal test 63. Enhanced animal muscle need to make
Oh god.
adjustments. From the front. Everybody stand back. Torn to oblivion.
Even this that.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Not the fastest, not the cleanest execution, but we got that done. I can tell you one thing though, even by not doing much in this game, the S24 is thermal throttling right now. As you can see here, the frame rate is choppy. You see it jumped down to about 40 something FPS there, and the temperature is at 45. That is actually very quick to reach 45 degrees Celsius. That is a stutter. I'm not sure what happened. I suppose it is thermal throttling quite a lot now. You know what? We should walk around outside of the city, somewhere around here maybe. It is thermal throttling. It reached 46 degrees Celsius real easily, and we're getting somewhere around below 50 FPS. Not the worst, actually. I mean, that is to be expected since a small phone means that you don't have that much space to fit in any sort of cooling system and whatnot, and that is because you cannot cheat physics. If you want better cooling system, you need more material, and yeah, more material means more volume, and this phone doesn't have that much volume to actually be used for cooling system. We still need to put in the motherboard, chipset, speakers, all of those stuff. So yeah, I think I'm not surprised by its thermal throttling. But even if it is thermal throttling, it's really not that bad. I mean, we're still getting above 40 FPS, so quite good. Quite amazing. Yeah, this Exynos 2400 chipset is no joke. You know what? I don't know what to do in Fontaine, so I'm gonna come to this desert place. And my sucrose is dying.
Absorption test. Stand clear. My apologies. So rude.
So rude.
Take flight. Shower me with that. Animal test 6308. Yeah. My apologies.
Good song.
Let's keep going, team. Keep mining, echoing song. Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Whirling snow. Stop for a swirl.
I'm surprised the temperature can actually reach 47 degrees Celsius. Thermal throttling has definitely happened. We are getting low 40s but still respectable frame rates. What the heck?
Take flight. It's a miracle.
Yeah, I can definitely see the temperature, the maximum temperature is 47 degrees Celsius before it starts thermal throttling heavily, but we are still getting above 40 FPS, which is better than the S24 Ultra because when this one starts to thermal throttle, it dropped to about 30 something, about 40. So this is a better gaming experience, but also at a lower render resolution, mind you. So it's not really that comparable, but still, we have to give some credit to the new Exynos 2400. Ah, it's you.
There is no escape. Flash. No turning back.
Yo, no energy.
Inazuma shines eternal. Take them. I have no more. Illusion shattered. Quiver. Final warning. Drop your weapons. The art
Oh.
of justice is broken.
Yeah, my gun lady is only level 19, so don't add me. I gotta say, the S24 is definitely thermal throttling, like almost instantly when I started playing the game. But we are still getting above 40 FPS at the highest graphical settings and also the highest render resolution possible on this phone at least. And I'm surprised somewhat, but also kind of disappointed because the phone is really steaming hot now. My fingers are toasty. That is to be expected for a small phone like this. Again, as mentioned earlier, you don't have much space for cooling systems and whatnot. And I would say, realistically speaking, people won't play this game at the highest graphical render resolution anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It might be better, but I don't want to test that out right now because my job here is to push this as far as possible. And as what we can see here, it's definitely thermal throttling. And yeah, so far still performs okay. So I've been playing Genshin Impact for half an hour on camera right now. And just a quick recap, it will definitely thermal throttle. So as you can see, it has dropped to around 45 degrees Celsius right now, but it can reach to about 47 degrees Celsius. So once that happens, it will drop to about 40 FPS like what we had just now. And there will be some frame skips here and there while it is starting to thermal throttle. That is to be expected because that's just how thermal throttling works. Realistically speaking though, no one is going to play this game at the highest render resolution anyway because it requires so many setup steps and whatnot. I would still say the Exynos 2400 is real good since it did thermal throttle, but we can still get about 40 FPS. So what a glow up for Exynos, my god. I forgot to take the temperature earlier, so I'm here to fix that. So at the bottom side here is at around 30 something, that's where my hand was, so it should be expected to be warm. Middle part here is around 38.9, okay, 39. And then for the top part here is where the chipset is located. This is gonna be the hottest. I saw a 42 point something just now. That is to be expected, but the thermal cam doesn't show it to be really hot actually. I'm surprised. It seems like the thermal heat room for this phone is actually quite low, or just the heat is kind of trapped inside. The temperature at the back here, the back top is at around 43. I saw a 43, which is to be expected. That's where the chipset is located. Let's just give it around 40 something around the surface, around 42, let's say. And then somewhere around the middle here is at around 38. Again, slightly warm, not too hot, that's okay. And then at the bottom here is at around 35. So nothing out of the ordinary here. It's just that small phones, they don't have that much material to dissipate heat out from the chipset. So yeah, that is to be expected. So for PUBG Mobile, I'm not even gonna check the render resolution and whatnot because this phone gonna handle it no problems at all. Surprisingly, we do have 90 FPS option here. If we're gonna change the graphical setting a little bit, it's not gonna work. So we're just gonna use smooth 90 FPS because shooter games frame rates are always better. Whoops. Okay, never mind. So PUBG Mobile, 90 FPS consistent throughout the entire gameplay. It's just that when we are switching scenes, it needs to load a lot of textures. Because this game is just not optimized for any device, yeah, when it's loading, your frame rate is gonna drop. But it's 90 now, so yeah. Okay, so in PUBG New State, this is a much more optimized version of PUBG Mobile. So as we can see here, we have 90 FPS, ultra graphical settings, all of these beautiful settings, and the render resolution is rather high, 1784 by 824. So let's just hop into a game. What? Whoop. Yeah, GPU watch is not stable at all for this game. Again, this is some software bug from Samsung's side. I don't know why Exynos chipset just doesn't work well with their own GPU watch. Again, I have reported this issue back to Samsung. Hopefully a fix will come soon. Why didn't you shoot me when you see me just standing there AFK? Oh. Why are you doing acrobatics in a gunfight? Ouch, ouch. Where? So yeah, surprisingly, this game is the most throttling in PUBG New State with all of the highest graphical settings, but we are still getting around 70 something FPS, 80 FPS. It kind of fluctuates because of the mode throttling, but yeah, we can get at least 60 something 70 FPS, which again is an amazing performance coming out of the Exynos 2400. I almost said Snapdragon, but yes, Exynos, they're doing such a good job this year. I think, yeah, we are done with PUBG New State. We can move on to the next game, but I just wanna ride some bike. What? So unfortunately, COD Mobile, the GPU watch can't work, so I cannot show you the render resolution. But I presume once we turn on the super resolution option, it will be using the native resolution, as in this option here. Yeah, since that overlay is not working with Exynos chips, I don't know why. I have reported that to Samsung already. So what we'll do is just to use all of these settings to play a game of COD Mobile in multiplayer. A lot of you guys have been asking me to play Battle Royale. I'm just not a Battle Royale guy. I'm more of a multiplayer guy. Quick in, quick out. I just like my games that way.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Swarm activated. Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective. Hardpoint is ours. Friendly shock RC is ready. Friendly shock RC is coming. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Friendly shock RC is ready. point is ours. Friendly Shock RC is coming. Let's go, let's go! Sentry gun ready to deploy. Sentry gun deployed. Reloading! Cover me!
I mean, consistent 60 FPS, that's for sure. I mean, I remember to comment this time when I'm doing the gaming test, so okay.
Chopper awaiting orders. Let's go, let's go! Hardpoint locked down.
Yep, even with super resolution turned on, we can get 60 FPS consistently on COD Mobile with whatever settings that we were playing just now. So, no surprises there. I really want to see the 90 or 120 FPS option in this phone, because I think the Exynos 2400 can actually handle it. So Mobile Legends, pretty much the same issue with the Ultra and also the Plus. So high frame rate, okay, that is 60 FPS, but graphics, Ultra is grayed out, but if I select high, that means I cannot go back to Ultra. So that's unfortunate, so I'll just leave it as what it is right now. So I don't know what's the render resolution. I can tell you that it is the highest render resolution, but I don't know what's the exact amount. Yeah, let's just try this.
First blood.
Would you like to have a drink with me?
You have slain an enemy.
Give life to magic, not magic to life. I know who I am, and you will soon know as well. Give life to magic, not magic to life.
You have slain an enemy.
I know who I am, and you will soon know as well.
An ally has been slain.
Let's see who has the last laugh.
An enemy has been slain.
Lightning?
Killing spree.
Yeah, I don't think Mobile Legends is gonna be an issue for this phone either. 40 degrees Celsius, not even close to thermal throttling at all. And 60 FPS consistent throughout the entire gameplay. CPU and GPU utilization is extremely low, so this is not gonna be a problem for this phone. As for Fortnite, I don't know what's the render resolution. I'll just go for 90 FPS because why not? Highest possible quality preset. I don't know what's the maximum that we can go though, but I'll try. Okay, 90 FPS low. Okay, we'll take that. 3D resolution at 100%, and then yes, we will apply and head into a game of Battle Royale. There are lots of modes here in Fortnite. I have no idea that they have so many. Okay, that's a massive frame drop. But I can tell you now that the Exynos 2400 doesn't work well with this game. There's a lot of graphical glitches even on the S24 Plus that I have behind me here. You can watch that gaming test video if you want to. It's a driver issue for sure, it's software. So I hope they fix it quick. Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time because as you can see, a lot of texture pop-ins. And this entire building is glitched out. Look at that. Yeah, that's the graphical glitch that I was referring to. It's... Oh, okay, that happened. Oh god. Yeah. The graphical glitch is... I think this is regarding lighting. Not quite sure. It might be regarding lighting because you can see it kind of spreads out radially like a light bulb. Yeah, it is a lighting issue. You can see the light above here is circular. It spreads all the way out there, and yeah, the lighting is not rendered properly, and hence we get this kind of white lines. Graphical issue for sure. So yeah, software thing. Even though this game has unoptimized driver for the Exynos 2400, oh, we're still getting really good frame rates, about 80 something, so that's good, but it is going to thermal throttle. As you can see, the temperature is nearly 47 degrees Celsius. And as we know, the 47 degrees Celsius is the absolute limit for this phone. So let me get out of this car, look at the light once more. Very nice graphical glitch. Someone's in there. Ow. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna test Fortnite anymore because graphical issues, but respectable frame rates nonetheless. The final game that we're gonna try is War Thunder, and the reason why is because this game has ray tracing. That's the only reason that I'm testing this. So for the graphical settings, I'm not gonna do any of this. Graphical settings, we're gonna go for everything at the highest. So maximum 120 FPS, high ray tracing. I am running it at the highest render resolution as well, but unfortunately GPU watch just refuses to work. So as we have tested with the S24 Plus that we have here, the ray tracing performance on the Exynos 2400 is actually better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is surprising. So we will continue testing and see how things go. We're currently sitting at about 58 FPS. Okay. We'll just proceed and see how things go. I am very sure that we're gonna thermal throttle. Oof. I got one shot. Where did I get shot? So yeah, I don't know what happened, but it was about 60 FPS as far as I can see, but we have to rewind the footage a little bit. But thermal throttling will happen if you're gonna play War Thunder at the maximum ray tracing level, so that is to be expected. Yeah, that concludes our gaming test of the Galaxy S24. So yeah, the Galaxy S24, you will have to manage your expectations if you're gonna buy this phone for gaming, especially because a small phone means that you cannot fit in that much material for thermal solution, as in your cooling systems and whatnot. So you cannot cheat physics. That's why a small phone means that you will have to sacrifice your cooling for other components like your battery, motherboard, cameras, all of those stuff. Yeah, overall the performance of the S24 still surprising. Even though it did thermal throttle, I expected the FPS to crash down, but it didn't. It still maintained above 30 FPS at least for every game that we have tested. And to me personally, that is just surprising coming from a small phone like this. And let's not forget about the unsung hero. Exynos 2400 is actually an amazing chipset. It might be actually competing with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. We will do our battery life test and also more benchmarks when we have our full review for one of these three phones. So do subscribe so you don't miss out that video when it comes out. Hopefully I can get it out soon, in about 2-3 days I think. If you have any other questions, do leave them down in the comment section below. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to watch the gaming test for either the S24 Plus or the S24 Ultra, then all of the links are down in the description. If you want to buy either one of these three phones, then all of the links are also down in the description below. Hitting those like, subscribe, all of the links down in the description below, they do help us out a lot, so I really appreciate your help. And have a nice day everyone. Exynos is back.